business person. A business person who produced this CD. And the topics that are embedded in this CD include the following: avoiding mediocrity, 2, believe in your dreams, 3, choose your association wisely. Choose your association wisely. 4, keep moving no matter what. 5, you were born to be abnormal. 6, focus on the prize. Who is this person? Let me continue with the topics. 7, become motivated, not intimidated. 8, hate the spirit of procrastination. Time management. Hate the spirit of procrastination. 9, be of good courage. 10, comfortability restricts growth. 11, make giving your way of living. Make giving your way of living. The last topic is be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of your environment. Who is this speaker? Our guest speaker today is none other than Lehlohonolo Thoabala. Thank you for that. Mr. Lehlohonolo Thoabala, the podium is yours now.
How are you guys? Can I please have a smile? Just a smile, just a smile. Thank you so much. Let me first start by greeting our elders here. I'm very much impressed. I must say I'm very much impressed by the leadership style. You know, I was busy sharing with Dr. David just how shocked I was as what our speakers, the previous speakers were speaking, the leadership style, because everything rises up to leadership. No wonder this side, Mama, it's one of the best, not one of, it's actually the best performing circuit. So can we give this circuit a round of applause? So I am really shocked. I was busy taking notes as they were speaking, you know, and our MC said something that is very powerful. He says, don't wait for someone to praise you, you know. I found that very powerful. And then also, as I was seated there, Dr. David told me how he found this school when he ascended. It was 81%. Now it's on 92%. Wow, this is very great. And then Mami Tunkulu, she mentioned something that I love so much. When she said, eagles never fly around chickens. It only flies around eagles, you know. And can we give that a round of applause? And then our district manager said so many things. District director, I'm sorry, our DG, he said so many things. You know, I would just quote just a few, but I was taking so many notes. He said, without education, you'll be subject to poverty, which is very true. Almost all the great leaders highlighted that without education, you are nothing. And it is also Nelson Mandela that said it is only education that can take the child of the domestic worker to the levels of anyone else, you know. So we need to take education very seriously. We need to prioritize our learnings. We need to prioritize our study. From the detail, I took so many notes. And then another thing, Our MC say that faith without reason, fault without a reason dies, right? He said fault, who remembers that? He said fault without a reason dies, does not have a mark, sorry. Fault without a reason does not have a mark. Did you hear him say that? You know, I just changed it a bit and I said life without a vision does not have a mark. You know, so you need to have a vision. So I haven't started into my speech. Let me just check the time. I have 1 hour with you. So it's 12:12. So by 13:13 I'll be out of your face. I just want to thank Mama Tuku just for humbly inviting me. It really means a lot. I'm very humble. So every opportunity that I get to stand in front of a crowd or a group of people like you, such a beautiful and handsome crowd, I never take it lightly. Because I know that I'm addressing my next president, I'm addressing next accountant, next lawyers, I could be addressing in our midst the next president. So every opportunity that I get to speak to you, I speak from the bottom of my heart. Now, as I said, I have an hour with you, and within this hour, I will make an impact within you, and you will in fact not be the same when I sit down. Because I'm not here to entertain you, but I'm here to empower you. I'll be speaking life into you. Now, I don't know who remembers about 2 years ago I was here. Harry, I'll remember Harry because it was several schools that were there, but Harry Oppenheimer I remember because the event was hosted here. Anyone of you remember the time I came here in terms of speaking? Okay, no, it's cool. My topic for the day will be titled, No Retreat Until Defeat. No retreat until defeat. You must never surrender. Never surrender. Pain is gain. Yes, it's not nice. The pain is not nice, but the gain is joyous. In simple terms, because I heard when I said no retreat until defeat, I heard In simple terms, it means never surrender until you win. Each and every one of us is born a winner. We all are born inherent within us with the winning genes. We all have a winning DNA. But it is up to each and every one of us to unleash this DNA of winning. But I must highlight one thing. As I said, you must never retreat no matter what. But I must highlight the fact that, yes, there will be temporary defeat along the way. But let me say to you, hey, defeat is not eternal. Yes, there will be defeat, but that does not mean you have to stay down. Once you encounter temporary setbacks, you need to, every time you fall down, look up, get up, and don't you ever give up. Look up, get up, and don't you ever give up. Tell yourself that for every setback, I will come back. At the end of the day, that's what life is all about. Every time you press a spring down, when it comes down, what does it do? It comes with more power. So for every setback that you will encounter, as you're fighting towards your triumph, as you're fighting towards the winning prize, say to yourself, every setback is a setup for a comeback. I'm just disappointed that some of you don't have something to write, but I hope you have it in your head. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. So every time you experience temporary defeat, tell yourself that when I come back, I'll come back even much more wiser. When I come back, I'll come back even more stronger than I was. And the most important thing that I want to say to you, because obviously most of you are young, let no man deceive you. There is no future that you are going into. Most of us, we say we are waiting a future. That's what we tell ourselves, especially at this age. But I must say to you that there is no future that awaits for you. Your time for greatness is actually now. Whoever told you that a future awaits for you deceived you. Tomorrow is no guarantee. Your time is today. Let me tell you something that will shock you. When Jesus Christ was found in the midst of the elderly teaching, how old was he? Thank you. Can you clap hands for 12? When Joseph started having a dream, he was only 17, but he knew already his life assignment, where he would be within the next years. He already had a dream. When David was anointed as king, he was only 17. Just to mention a few, the founder of death, in his early teens, he was using his pocket money to buy himself books to read. So what am I trying to say? most of you think you're still too young. There's still time. Let me enjoy my life while I'm still young. There's still time for tomorrow. There's no such, guys. There's no such. What you do today is what you determines where you'll be in the next 5 years from now. But what I'm trying to get inside your mind is you're never too young to be a leader. You are never too young to become a leader. There's no age for leadership, there's no age to make an impact. Actually, the greats of today actually started at a much more earlier age. So this is actually one of the best times for you to start. So one of the most important things that most of us already know as we are in an agricultural school, what you sow is what you reap. You can never sow bananas and reap apricots. That's impossible. So what you do today will determine what you get tomorrow. You know, I loved it when Daddy was just minusing the time, subtracting time, because I love to do that so much. Because most of you want to sleep 8 hours a day, and you expect to be as successful as whoever that you might know that's successful. You know, it's funny when I think that Bill Gates has 8 hours, and I also, 24 hours. 8 hours, 24 hours a day, and I also have 24 hours. So you cannot sleep 8 hours and expect to be successful, guys. I was so eagerly waiting when they asked the DD how many hours he sleeps, because I'm sure it's not 8 hours, I promise you. There's no grade that sleep 8 hours. Let me tell you something that will shock you, right? This was not in my speech, but it was inspired when we were doing the subtraction. If you sleep 8 hours a day, how many days do we have in a week? We have 7 days in a week. If you sleep 8 hours a day, 8 times 7, that's 56. 56, which means you sleep 2 days a week. You already have 5 weeks for productivity. Do you think you'll give out an output with someone that was sleeping lesser hours? Definitely no, right? Another thing that will shock you, exclude 2 days, because most of you don't work on Saturdays and Sundays. So you exclude from the 7 days, from the 2 days, from the 5 days that you have, you exclude 2 days, which means you only have 3 working days. 3 working days, an entire weekend, you expect to be as successful as some of the people that we look up to. There is no difference between the person that's sitting on the other side and the person that's sitting on the other side. It's just their mindset. Most of you, after school, you go down and watch TV. Ask yourself, why aren't you on TV? Ask yourself, why aren't we watching you? And I say, there's no age. As I said, many great people that you read about today started at an early age. By the time I was 22, I was already making headlines in motivational speaking across the provinces. By the time I was 22, I was already on radio, I was already on TV doing interviews. Why? Because there's no age for an impact, as I say. So, guys, please don't sleep for 8 hours, as you already manage so many things from a destination. Now, guys, there's a time to play and there's a time to work. Ecclesiastes says there's a time and place for everything under the sun. There will be a time to rejoice, guys, but the time that you're in now is a very serious time of your future, because this time actually determines so much of where you'll be tomorrow. Your destiny is shaped by the decisions that you make today. Most of us take today for granted. We take this day for granted, we undermine ourselves, and we get surprised when we only read about your peers. You know, I was very shocked when they told me the results of one of the learners, 92.2%. Okay, it's the entire school, but there was one learner that got, how many percent, Mr. David, the highest learner?
In here.
For this term, it's 80%.
80%. But that's shocking. I mean, how can one learner be able to get 100%, 150 out of 150 in maths, and then the other learner gets only 30%? Why the gap? What separates the two? And I promise you, it's just their mindset. Your mentality determines your destiny. Say to yourself that as of today, you will feed yourself with only the positive things that will encourage you to be a better tomorrow. Each and every one of you was destined for greatness. There was no one of you that when you were born, God said this one will be just an average being. All of you, when God created you, He distinguished you for distinction. But it is only your determination that will determine how far you go. Determination shall distinguish you for distinction. You need to determine to become a somebody. You might be a nobody today, but tell yourself that I will not die as a nobody, but as somebody. It's not about where you start, but it's where you finish. It's not about where you start. There's one verse that I love, but I'll read at the end. Though the beginning may be small, but the latter might be great. Don't look down on yourself. Yes, they might say you are a nobody today, but I promise you, tomorrow you'll be a somebody, as long as you make the decision to. Guys, better at the Lucas car. For you to see all of these people looking so beautiful today, it's not because of any medicine or whatsoever secret. The simple secret is just commitment. Your level of commitment is a reflection of your output. There's no way your output can be different from your input. What you put in is what you get out. If you put in 90% energy, obviously what do you get? 90% output. You cannot put in 20% and expect 100%. That's what most of us do. We've got a work ethic of a Honda, but we expect to drive a Bentley Bugatti. And that's impossible. You put in Honda, you get out. That's just how life is. What you give out to life, life gives you that. The sad thing is you go to the stove of life and you say, look, stove, if you give me a meal, I'll cook. We go to those of us who are working, go to our bosses and say, look, if you give me a raise, I'll put in more effort. Teacher, if you give me a pass this time, I promise you next time I'll put in more effort. That's not how it works, guys. Input determines. That's just the way it is. Life is all about what you put in. And one of the most important things that I'll cover is a man's gift shall make room for him. It's found in the book of Proverbs 18:16, one of my greatest verses. You need to acknowledge a gift. A man's gift shall make room for him. I was actually having a conversation with one of the gentlemen just after arrival, and we were just speaking, he was just telling me where he wants to be 5 years from now. And I told him that always have a gift in mind. It's very sad that most of you at this age, if I ask you what you want to do, you still don't know. You still haven't decided. Even after so many efforts that our leaders have put in to take you from career execution from grade 9. Guys, it's very much important to know that where you'll be in the next 5 years. There is no coincidence. Where you'll be in the next 5 years is determined by what you do today. Show me your daily schedule today and I'll tell you exactly where you'll be in the next 5 years. There's no way that you can go north and arrive at south. If you headed at north, you arrive at, that's just the way it is. Most of us head in this direction and expect to be successful coincidentally. Success takes effort, guys. But what will show you is that failure does not take any effort. It takes effort for me to ascend the stairs, right? It takes a lot of effort for me to go up. It takes a lot of effort for me to climb the ladder. But what does it take for me to come down? Just release yourself. For you to fail, all you have to do is nothing. But for you to be somebody, for you to get out the distinction marks, for you to come out in this book, actually why I brought this book is actually to congratulate to the people that are in here. And I wanted to do a declaration, an affirmation for the faces that are in here, that as your face is in here, this marks the beginning of you being on international books. This marks the beginning of your face being on international TV. That's why I brought this. So I hope the people that are in this, I hope that the people that are in this receive this, because there's a lot of power in our words. I'm going to do affirmations, declarations, prophecies, whatever you want to call them, just before I end my speech. The words you say determine where you'll be tomorrow. That's why I was a bit disappointed when our DG was saying, how many of you will pass with distinction? Nobody raised their hand. Guys, that's a prophetic or declaration and affirmation. So, for you to get the result that these people have been mentioned, you have to put in the effort. There's no one that says, these things are reserved for Bomuteka, these things are not reserved for the people that are on the podium only. Success is reserved for all of us. But what separates the non-successful and the successful is that not all of us that are willing to do what success is. You have to do what others won't do in order to have the things that others won't have. This is just how it is. But the sad thing is most of us are not willing to do the things that others will do. What are those things? Sleepless nights. It's not nice to have sleepless nights, missing family events. That's not nice. But I promise you, the consequences or the results of it are joyous. There's one of the scriptures that I love so much. It says that, though it be bitter in my mouth, but in my belly it is sweet. That's just how success is. Though it is bitter, guys, it's not easy. Like, there's sleepless nights. You'll go through sleepless nights. You'll go through mockery. People will mock you. And the saddest thing is that you'll be mocked not by people that are far. It's very easy to accept it when you're mocked by people that are far. But sometimes it will come from the very people in your immediate circle. Sometimes it could become coming from your friends. People mocking you. As Joseph was mocked, the moment he shared his vision. But once you hold on, once you press on, regardless of what, I shall forever move forward. I promise you, it shall be sweet in your belly. We will be reading about you. People will turn on their television and they will see you. Isn't that what we most want? And we don't want to be seeing you on television twerking, guys. That's not the whole. Because there's this thing when you go on Instagram, all these ladies want to be slay queens. That's not how we want to see you on TV. We need to live a purposeful life. Life is not about chasing a profit, guys. Life is not just about making an income, but about making impact. It's not about just making profit, but also living a purposeful life. So when we sit on TV, we need to find the learner from Limpopo with 7 distinctions. How nice is that? Learner from Limpopo takes top of the entire South Africa. That's the kind of things that we want to be reading about. And as I speak, I hope one of you is actually taking this position. I actually believe one of you will actually be taking that. And guys, on this journey, there is temporary defeat. But one thing that I must assure you was that yes, you will fail, but fail forward. Fail forward. Failure, when I researched it, it said to me that first attempt in learning. That's as simple as it is. When you read, when you study, if your results don't please you, it's not the end of the world, guys. And simply means effort never dies. So failure is first attempt in what? Learning. And it's effort never dies. And if you go out there seeking opportunities, go out there seeking a mentor, go out there asking someone to guide you in terms of career path, and people keep on rejecting you, just remember that no simply means what? Next opportunity. So note those things down. No, next opportunity, fail, first attempt in learning, and simply means effort never dies. Never back down. And most importantly, guys, know yourself. It is very much easy to lose yourself in the crowd if you don't know who you are. If you don't know who you are and what you stand for, it's easy to be found around chickens. As Mami has said that chickens are found around chickens because you don't know that in each and every one of us we have a DNA of an eagle. If an eagle stays long enough with chickens, do you know that it loses that ability to fly? Did you know that? If you tie a dog long enough for 5 years on a chain, the day you release it, they say if the chain may jiggle, when you release it, that dog will still be roaming around this circle. Why am I speaking today? I want to unleash this eagle within you. I want to arouse the eagle in you. I want to arouse the lion that's in you. It's in every one of us. There's this thing that when we look up to top learners, we exclude ourselves. And I'm speaking from experience. Because most of the times, people disqualify themselves. You disqualify yourself and say, this thing is only reserved for it's only reserved for mama. Guys, by the end of this speech, I hope that you just sit down and just have a meeting with yourself and just realize how great you are. You are more than great. And once you grasp this, no one can ever stop you. No one can ever stop you. A man's gift shall make room for him and standing before kings, not mere men. So you need to have a global vision, not a local vision. And the second is, if you have a global mind and surround yourself with locally driven people, you end up in a frustration. That's why most people resort to drugs. One of the things that shocked me, I was at an event and I realized that actually most of the people that were found on Yaube were not one of the people that were troublesome in schools, but actually some of them were one of the brightest minds in school. And I asked myself why, and it came upon me that, you know, sometimes when you surround yourself with people that are local or that have a local vision and you have a global, they want to press you down, and it frustrates you. It frustrates you so much, you end up resorting to what? To drugs or to whatever alternatives alcohol that are there. Because As an eagle, you need to be surrounded by eagles. When you soar together, you move in the same vision pace. There's people that every time that the class is on, they're always distracting the class. There's people that they think it is very much wise for them to act as heroes in class. But I want to say to you that, you know what, one day you will regret yourself. It's very much painful that today you become a bully. Everyone praises you because certainly our society, our youth today praises the things that should be actually despised and actually despises the things that should be praised. If right now I walk in here, or drive 50, grasshopper, or Jordan, whatever, Obama, society or the school regards you as a hero when the policeman comes to take you at school. But we regard that person as bad. But what will sadden you or what will shock you is once you realize that 10 years from now, the very same guy that was regarded as a hero, and it will be very much disappointing to see that the person that you actually bullying towards the guy you were bullying. And the sad thing is, so you are actually, it's actually of no importance. You know, just to show you, you know what, when other learners were actually committing to making sure that their future is bright, you were actually thinking that you are the hero. So I want to encourage, I don't know who it is, but one of you to just go away with that behavior of actually thinking it's being a hero disrupting class, it's being a hero going around having 7 girlfriends, it's being a hero actually partying Friday to Saturday to Sunday, it's being a hero when elderly people speak and you speak back. It's going to catch up with you. My dream is that it does not catch up with you tomorrow. When you're in the prison cell and say, ish, there was this guy, my dream is actually that the moment I sit down, the light in you arises, you go out from mediocrity to greatness. Because one of the things that led me into the business that I'm in of making an impact, changing lives, is when I realized the averageness and mediocrity that most of our people operate in. Guys, you were redeemed with a great price. In each and every one of us, we've got a DNA of greatness. So when I see people that don't maximize their life, it saddens my heart. One of the greatest legendaries that has ever lived, he said that one of the greatest or the wealthiest place in the world, it's not the gold mines, it's not the oil wells, but it is the graveyard. Why? Because the graveyard, there you find unwritten books, you find unsung songs, you find unplayed matches. There's a lot of talent in you. When I look that side, I see there's a lot of talent of soccer. When I look this side, I see there's a lot of talent of netball. We need Caster Semenya in you to rise. But because we live or we despise ourselves so much, we die with those gifts. And it's very much sad to lie on your deathbed and say, I could have, I could, I should. We all know those people, right? Should, could. You don't want to be those people. Just do it. I love the slogan at night. Just do it. Could, should, don't. It's the worst formula for disaster. Can, must, will is the best formula for success. Whatever that comes into your mind, you need to do it instantly. Procrastination is a thief of time. Procrastination is an assassination of time. Whatever vision that God puts on you, you need to run instantly. Run with the vision instantly. Because if you don't run with the vision, the enemy comes and steals that vision from you. And that's not what we want. When I look at you, as I said, I see doctors, I see my lawyers, I see my accountants. It will be very sad to see some of you ending up in very sad situations that, like we see, getting impregnated before time, being on drugs. That's not the kind of future that we want to see you. And you guys are very much fortunate. I was very impressed when they said that even on weekends you come through. And the days that you write exams, you come through 5 o'clock. I was in the Capricorn region. We never had that privilege. We were only going to school when it was time to write. Utilize those hours. And the sad thing is, if you don't know what to do with time, idle mind is the workshop of the devil. If you don't have plans of your own, the enemy will bring plans to you. Let me give you an example. If right now, your mom sent you to go to the mall to buy bread, if your friend comes and says to you, and you're on the way to buy bread, and a friend comes to you and says, Chomi, let's go see whoever it could be, Tabo, will you go with them? Why? Because you have an end destination in mind. You're going to buy bread for your mom. But if you laying idleness on the spaza and a friend says, Mukhoti, let's go see Tabo,
won't you go? You will, because you don't know, you don't have anything planned. So one of the most important things that I need you to grasp is always have a daily plan for your life. Never let the day start until you have it finished. When a house is constructed, there is always an end product there. While the land is still vacant, there will be a billboard of a complete mall saying coming soon. If I pass there, if an average-minded person passes there, would say these people are crazy, because all they see is what? Is vacant land. You need to have a constructed end future, because if you don't know where you are going, chances are you will arrive at a destination that you don't know. Let me tell you a story. One gentleman was going. He arrived, he met on his way a boy named Johnny. He said, Johnny, where's the direction to, and then Johnny said, where? To where? He said, nowhere. He said, no, if it's nowhere, then there's no directions. Because if you are going nowhere, you need no directions. But if you know where you are going, you need to have the map of where you are going. You cannot start the destination of an end destiny that you don't know without a map. So what is this map of your life? Where will I be 5 years from now? What am I going to do next year at varsity? What am I going to do? So these are the things that I wish some of you will be jotting down. These are the questions that are very critical. Next year, where will I be studying? This thing should not come as a coincidence. It breaks my heart. January, people are already, when the schools are open, people are flying with registration forms, asking their cousins, score credit. It's very disappointing. Those are the things that you should be knowing by now. You know, if you had listened to our DD, you'd have been challenged at the amount of knowledge that's at the back of his hand. Knowing the curriculum, I'm sure he knows it better than you. It's very disappointing. I was very much challenged as I was seated there. You need to know where you'll be 5 years from now, based on your daily routine, because your daily routine determines where you'll be. There's no way that you can wake up every day and just and expect that one day you'll be a star, one day you'll be a dentist, one day you'll be an optometrist. Those things are worked for. And you need to work at them today. Now, I look at my speech and I see that my time is almost out. Just before I go out, what you affirm is what you materialize. You visualize first in your mind what you want to materialize in your life, and then you speak it out. But you don't just speak it only. You have to act towards it. The journey towards the top needs an effort, as I said, and you need to do it step by step. There's no way that you can be at the top neglecting those steps. There's no way. If I try right now to ascend the top, just from here to becoming a millionaire, I'm going to be stretched. It's impossible. But each step at a time. What am I saying? Focus on where you are. Tomorrow will bring its days. Most of us as youth, we want to run to the top with skipping the steps. And obviously there's no way. There is no way. Just that these steps are far. But let me just show you an illustration. Just that you won't be able to see me. But if I want to ascend those steps and I skip these steps, is it possible? So what am I trying to say, my beautiful and handsome fellow students, is that don't rush your tomorrow. Each and every one of us, God has reserved a partner for us. There is your life partner out there for every other busy guys. Don't rush into those things. There's this saying that I see a lot that says books before boys, because boys bring peace. You know? So don't rush the stages of life. Most of you want to rush into the things that are not yet time for. And you destroy a whole destiny, you destroy a bright future. Now is the time to focus on your studies. Education. Guys, education will take you far places. Education will take you, there is a scholarship to need 5 students to go abroad. And when they say 5, they mean 5. So which means it's the best or nothing. Guys, in a journey, in a race, there is only 3 positions. Gold, bronze, silver, and then the rest you can go home. That's just how life is. Tell yourself, aim for gold. Because if you aim for bronze, I promise you, life does not recognize anything. And from bronze all the way, life does not recognize. Life does not. It's true, guys. I love when the DD sat down, he said, there's no glory in poverty. What did you say? You mentioned something about poverty. He said, oh, there's no recognition in poverty. And that's true. At family gatherings, who speaks the most? Which idea do they take? Your rich uncle or your poor uncle? Exactly. You know, no matter how valuable the opinion of the poor uncle is, but it must always be seconded by the rich uncle. Life always rewards or recognizes greatness. Don't aim for bronze. Don't aim for silver. Aim to be the best or nothing. If right now a billionaire comes into this place and says, look, I'm looking for 4 learners to take abroad because God has blessed my pocket, I want to give back. They're going to look for top students. The bottom is overcrowded, guys. Let us seek to be at the top. The bottom is overcrowded. That's why I love an eagle so much. An eagle, it delights in the storm. What threatens other birds delights the eagle. Right now, most people are threatened by this accent. Delight. Be cheerful, be happy, and say, this is my opportunity for my great future. This is the opportunity to study for that great 7 distinctions I've been looking forward to so that I can take my family out of poverty. Yes, you might be in poverty right now, but that does not determine your future. As you all know, the saying that says your background does not have to determine your future. Make a commitment to yourself. As I'll be sitting down, make a commitment to yourself that I will be great one day, no matter what. There are defeats on the way. There are challenges on the way. There will be those that will ridicule you. But say in your heart that I will never give up. I made a vow with myself one day that no matter what, I will be successful. And I married that vow. You need to marry your vision, marry your dream. And God always provides a provision for a vision. So a life without a vision is a life in frustration. So you need to have a vision for your life. You need to have a life mission. So I want us to do prophetic declarations. We'll be standing up, but just before you stand up and do this prophetic declarations, I just want to mention a few verses that will encourage you. Why? Because most of us says the youthful years are the days to enjoy, to go out and party. You only live once. You only live once does not mean you need to squander your days. You only live once does not mean you need to destroy your future. There's a huge difference in enjoying life and in destroying your future. Guys, there's only 365 days per annum. That gives you 86,400 seconds per day. How you utilize every second matters. How you utilize each and every hour of the 24 hours that you have in a day matters a lot. Because that's what will determine where you'll be actually. One of the verses that I'll start with is, let no one despise thy youth. Which, if for those of you that are writing, it's found in the book of, let no man despise thy youth. 1 Timothy 4:12. Let no man despise thy youth. It's very much common among society that when a man with a vision speaks, people say, warasa, keep quiet. Dogs only bark at moving cars or moving objects. I've never seen a dog bark at a stationary object. So every time you are moving, the more they ridicule you, the more they laugh at you, the more they say, who do you think you are? The more they say, there's no one in your family that's a doctor. The more they say, all in your family are poor. The more they say, there's no millionaire in your family. Is the more you should say, just watch me. It starts with me. The more a dog barks at you, is the more you should be moving. Know that you are doing something right. There's no way that people can talk about an average man. I realize that people only talk about people that are making an impact. The next verse that I want to leave with you is found in the book of Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember that let no man despise the youth. Remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, before the days come that are evil, that no man, that you will say, I have no delight in. Guys, I look at my dad, and there's certain things that you can't do today that I can do. Your strength that you have today is a strength that needs to be your asset. It's actually your asset, because what you're able to accomplish today, there's certain things that you can accomplish, they can't accomplish. It's easy for you to stay up so many hours. It's easy for you to to live an impactful life. It's easy for you to determine to be great, but the moment you grow up, you marry, you still have, once you make a decision, you have to involve your kids, you have to involve your spouse. So life is not as easy as you are. So remember your Creator in these days. Remember God. These are the days that you need to be working hard towards your future, serving God with uttermost delight. Before the days that will come that when you wake up, there's a pain on your left. When you wake up, there's a pain on your right. So your youth days are not the days to be squandered. I mentioned you a number of people that started at an early age, and today we read about them. Even today, you need to trail the path, guys. The issue of just working at the path that was trailed stops today. You need to trail the path and blaze the trail. You need to be a pace setter, not just following the pace. But go through a soap, why? But go through a right, why? You need to be a leader, guys, and it starts today. The next verse that I'll be leaving you with, it says, I love this verse. It's actually on my status this morning. Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, that they might see your good works and glorify the Father. You know, right now, when we hear of Elena that has achieved 150, what do? Don't we give glory to God? Don't we do that? When you switch on TV and you see a champion from your local township, don't you delight? Don't you get inspired? So what I'm saying is that when you live a purposeful life, when your light shines, it gives the opportunity for others to also shine your light. So when you shine a light, it gives the opportunity for your siblings that are coming after you to shine the light. That's one of the things that I say to my brother that I was with outside, that you need to pave the way for the ones that are upcoming. Sadly, in this day and time, there's no role models. You switch on TV and all you see is, I don't even have a word to describe it. There's no role models that people are looking up to. So you need to live a purposeful life and shine your light, so that those that are coming after you might find it easy to shine their light. Most importantly, Zechariah 4:10, despise not the days of small beginnings. Job 8:7 says, though the beginning might be small, but the latter will be great. They might say you are a nobody today, but tomorrow you will be a somebody. They might not regard you today, but tomorrow they'll be coming to your office for assistance. They might say you're the lowest one in class and disregard you, but tomorrow they'll be coming to you with the question papers for assistance. But for you to be great, you need to begin. You do not have to be great to start, but obviously for that latter grade, you need to start. Rome was not built in one day, but Rome was built one day. The problem we make is we use this